Good morning, everyone. So, my husband woke up to my phone going off this morning, so he was up early. Yeah, that's a thing. So I'm up too, and I set an alarm for 4:20 a.m. and I was gonna get up to record and take pictures and wake my daughter up, and we had the telescope out and we were gonna watch the lunar eclipse. Slept through that alarm and missed it. Oh well. Fun thing is that, yeah, I didn't get to see it in person, and neither did she, but, you know, there's always a tube where we can watch everyone else's who, you know, around the world, or people who actually heard their alarm and got up. We all know something's coming. We just can feel it, and we don't know what. I mean, I was watching Mama Bear Prepper this morning, and she even mentioned it. There's signs, you know, go over and watch Mama Bear Prepper. She mentions a bunch of them. She talks about holes in your preps. We all have them. I don't care how long you've been prepping. If you're using stuff, you have holes. It seems like I can't get to the store enough. Like, I can go, but I don't, because I have other things I have to do. However, I need to change that. Talked to you guys yesterday about prepping on hyperdrive. I have got it so if we didn't have certain things, there's other things that we can use, yet we're spoiled. Yep, we're spoiled. You too. Maybe not all of you, but many of us are spoiled. So take this here coffee cup. You know what's in there? Caramel macchiato. International Delight Caramel Macchiato. I've tried those little creamer thingies. Yuck. Those are gross. So what I've done is I've put back the dry creamer, and I've gotten caramel flavor. Yep. But I haven't dipped into it. So I go and I get 3 to 4 big things of caramel macchiato, and I stick them in the drawer of the fridge. And I got thinking, well, maybe I could take a couple of those and actually, like, freeze them into, like, little ice cubes or something. I don't know. We'll see. But probably today I'm going to be going out and getting more creamer, because we're down to our last one. Which means none, right? Prepping. Right now, we are going to be seeing the heat come in, thunderstorms coming in. We may possibly get one today, or tonight, or both. So power outages, which means you got your gas for your generator, and your generator's all hooked up and ready to go, or ready somewhere to be rolled out, to be plugged in, to be ready to go. And wintertime, we get power outages. We also get a lot of snow, where sometimes maybe it's not safe to always go out to the store. You know, natural disasters happen. And I know, nothing ever happens in your neck of the woods or your town or city or whatever. But however, I will tell you, not far away we've had them. But it's far enough away and normal for that area to have tornadoes. However, we've had, over the past few years, little touchdown tornadoes in the one town over. And, you know, we would get thunderstorms or the wind or a power outage or whatever. But one day last spring, we were across the road and talking about the thunderstorm coming in, and they had family up. And, well, I'm going to tell you guys that we had a tornado touch down a couple of towns over, up on top of the mountain. My husband says to my youngest daughter and I, hey guys, we got to get to the basement now. So we grab the dog We went to the basement for the first time in my almost 45 years of life. I've never had to go to the basement because of a tornado that was overhead. This touched down and came over the mountain, and about maybe a mile, mile and a half down the road is where all the damage is still. It's still there. Trees are still down. You go down this road and you can see all the damage from last year still. It never happened here. And it doesn't. It doesn't happen to you until it does. We were without power for 4 days. That's not the longest we've been without power, but it was rough. Because we found that, okay, we have fish tanks. I know. We're a prepper. Why do you have extra stuff? I have had fish tanks since I was 8 years old. We didn't have the generator at the time. I had one a while ago, but we did not have one here. We just didn't have one. We do now. We had gone out too late after we lost our saltwater pufferfish that we had a very long time because he had suffered from oxygen deprivation in the water. He was a big fish. He couldn't sustain that long without, even the bubblers weren't helping him. So we went out, got more batteries, more bubblers for the rest of the fish. And over a course of time, we did lose more. And I know they're fish. However, we could take that lesson if your family and you are deprived of certain things. I don't want that to happen to my family, what happened to our fish, and they were part of our family. When we go shopping, we do our regular grocery shopping that you normally would do on a normal basis, okay? While I am out, I look at sales and I take an inventory of, okay, we have a lot of holes here, we have some here, and I write those things down. I may or may not get those things if they're not majorly needed. However, I usually do. But what I do is I get a flat of vegetables, or I get a flat of soups, or a flat of macaroni and cheese, or, you know, if you have those 10 for 10 or whatever, buy them. Buy all 10. Get 20. I don't care. However much your budget gets you extra things. Rice and beans and pastas and flours and sugars, and you know, you can do things with those with Mylar bags, jars, containers. Seal them up and they last for a very long time. A working pantry is what you all should be doing, because in the meantime, when things are or they're okay, you have a working pantry. You don't need to be spending money going to the store all the time. See? Or let's say you're saving up for something and you have money going out. You can live off those preps for a little while and save a little money at that time because you prepared before, so you can save up to get other things. Or let's say your husband or wife loses their job, or heaven forbid somebody gets sick. You can live off those preps for a period of time and save your money, or money that you don't have at that time, and you know that your family is going to be able to eat and drink. We also have boxes of Gatorades and different drinks and juices and water, bottled water, ways to filter water. We live on a well, so if the power goes out, guess what? Without the pump, we don't have water. So unless you have a handheld pump, you don't have water. So you need to find a way to get water in, use your bottled water, or you need to filter water. So just get prepping, you know, if you haven't already. And I don't care how long you've been prepping. You use stuff, you have to replace it. And when you replace it, you don't just replace the 1 or 2. You have to get 3 or 4 or more. Because I know this because we go through this too. When you have a working pantry, things do not last forever. You're using them constantly. Yeah, we may have flats of peas or flats of green beans, but eventually if you're using those green beans, you know, like for a good sized family, you're using 2 cans or you're using the big can, you're using those how many times per week or per 2 weeks or per month. I mean, when you go back out shopping, you're already having to get another flat. So if you have a few flats put back or more, then 1 flat missing, I mean, it's a lot if you think about that. Because let's put it this way. I'm down some things because there's some things that we have not gone and got with our regular grocery shopping as maybe we should have. But we were working on other things. But what happens is all of a sudden an SHTF happens and you didn't get it. And now you have those 3 or 4, but how long is this gonna last? You don't know. A few weeks go by, you're out. What are you gonna do? So how long are you prepping for? Are you prepping for a couple of weeks? Are you prepping for 3 months, 6 months? Are you prepping for a year? These are just things that you should be thinking about with the size of your family that you have. It's an insurance plan for your family. You know, I'm going to mention this before, but for anyone new here, you have insurance for your car. You have health insurance, you have homeowners insurance or renter's insurance. If something happens, you fall back on that insurance to get you out of the hole that you're in. Why wouldn't you prep for water, other means of drinking, and food, flashlights, batteries, shampoos, conditioners, soaps, laundry detergents, vinegar, oils, spices, everything that you can think of. And I'm going to reiterate on this one again. Sit down with yourself and your family. Write a list. Start small. What would you need in a month if you could not leave your home for a whole month? What would you need? Each individual person, what would you need for a month? Then you go out and you work on it and you get it. After you have all that, sit down with your family again when you have more money. Do 2 or 3 months. And then just keep working yourself up to longer. And then you rotate things. You use those things. You don't hold them back till the expiration date is like right there. Because if you have flats of all those all bought around the same time, you're going to have tons of things expiring. A working pantry is how you do things. We have not canned yet. We dry can, but we do not can meats. Not yet. We have the canner though, and we need to learn how to use it. So like, we still have things to do. We're still learning, and we still need help as well, which is why I go over and listen to other prepper channels and I talk to people. Books. Get books, maps. We've all been seeing and talking about these things for a while, but if you're telling me that your prepping has not helped you so far, then you can't be doing it right, because there's things that have happened here in this time, in this little over a year since this crap has gone down with the whole Rona thing, that we've been short going to the grocery store where they didn't have things. And we were thankful that we had them at home. It was sad that they didn't have them, but we still had them at home. Do you get my drift? So it wasn't like a complete, oh crap, you know, we don't have any. We had them at home. It was just sad that we couldn't get any more to put back for another month or 2 or 3, you know? Girls with their tampons and their pads and their whatevers. You know, if you take certain medications at those times, or if you use certain other things at those times, you have to make sure you put them back, because what happens is that you're a prepper, okay? So you do little things subtly, little things at a time. So when you go get toilet paper, you might get 2 packs. You don't go out and panic buy and get 20. That's what happens. So non-preppers panic buy. Preppers do this over time, okay? So there's many of us that feel something's coming. Unfortunately, we're usually right. Yep. Not all the time, but eventually. You know, the meat shortages, how many people did not listen about the meat shortage, and then they're like, oh crap, we should have listened to that because now we don't have any of this or that, the other thing, or the rising prices. I know that some of the things are high now. I can assure you they're going to get worse. Yep. Another thing I cannot stress enough is if you are bread eaters, you need to go out and get your yeast and your flours and your baking sodas or whatever. You need to go out and get things for baking. I am not a huge baker, however, I do know how to bake, and I can if I have to, but I don't. But if I have to, I will. Or I'll make Bigfoot do it. I'm just being honest. I don't enjoy baking. But the thing of it is that we're going to have to do a lot of things that we don't enjoy. And a lot of things that we're unsure of. And we're going to have to do a lot of things that we do not like. We're going to have to do things that are hard. I can promise you that it's not going to be easy, but it doesn't have to be measurable. Don't make it measurable. Go out and get the things that you need for you and your family, for an insurance to put back for later, for what's yet to come, because the unsureness is getting a bit uncomfortable. Y'all have a great day. Be blessed. And I will see you later. Lake Fairy signing out.